To succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. Today we are going to learn new topic in Indian Constitution polity, writs types and scope. What are the writs? What are the types of the writs and what is the scope of writs and where we are using writs? Why important of writs? We'll learn today detail about writs. Before going to writs, we'll see some basic concept of fundamental rights. Fundamental rights, Articles 12 to 35, Part 3rd of Indian Constitution. What it says? Article 12 to 35 of Indian Constitution deals with the fundamental rights. These human rights are conferred upon the citizens of India, for the Constitution tells that these rights are inviolable. These rights are called fundamental rights because of two reasons. There are two reasons to call these are fundamental rights. What are those two reasons? We'll see. First one, they are enshrined in the Constitution which guarantees them. These rights are guarantee rights. Second is they are justiciable, enforceable by courts. In the case of violation, a person can approach a court of law. In the case of violation of any citizen, we can approach the court of law. They are justiciable. That's what these two fundamental rights are called a guarantee rights and judicial rights. What is writs? We'll study detail about writs. What is writ? Writs are the written order from the Supreme Court or High Court that commands constitutional remedies for Indian citizens against the violation of their fundamental rights. Already told before in fundamental rights are in violation. If against to the violence of fundamental rights, we can go Supreme Court and High Court. This is a meaning of writ. We can tell this writ in single line. Order of the court, extraordinary power. This is called a writ. Why we need writs? Writs are needed for Indian citizens. Yeah, important to Indian citizens because of we have to protect our fundamental rights. These writs are very important for every citizen of India. We'll see. Already told, safeguard of fundamental rights and assurance of the natural justice are the most important components of writs jurisdictions. Already told we have to safeguard our fundamental rights. That's what we need writs. Writ jurisdiction is exercised by the Supreme Court and High Court only. Where you have to exercise these writs in Supreme Court and High Court only. Next, types of writs in India. What are the types of writs we have in India? We'll see one by one. The Supreme Court of India is the defender of the fundamental rights of citizens. For that, it has original and wide powers. It issues 5 kind of writs for enforcing the fundamental rights of citizens. There are 5 types of writs are given below. First one, habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, quo warranto. These are the 5 types of writs. We'll study one by one detail and when we are using these writs, why we are using these writs, we'll study detail these 5 types. First one is habeas corpus. This is Latin word. It meaning the word habeas corpus is to have the body of. This writ is issued to enforce the fundamental rights of individual liberty against unlawful detention through habeas corpus. Supreme Court or High Court order one person who has arrested another person to bring the body of later before the court. If any other person is arrested to the one person, we have to bring him before later the court. This is habeas corpus. The right of personal liberty envisaged in the different human rights convention and Article 21 of the Constitution is one of the most basic human rights. We know already Article 21, no one should be deprived the person liberty. This is Article 21 Indian Constitution. Habeas corpus, which literally means to produce the body, is a protection against illegal and arbitrary detention of the person or to produce the body. Under this writ, an order is issued by the court of a public official to produce the detention person before the court. Court of a public official to produce a detained person before the court. Here, You can see Article 21 is violated if arrested to the one person to another person, that arrested person or a person related anyone or so moto, they can move the habeas corpus writ. Under this, release the person of a illegal detention. Under this habeas corpus, who that person arrested, you have to release under this illegal detention. This is habeas corpus. How about habeas corpus? We'll study detail. The Supreme Court or High Court can issue this writ against both private and public authorities. This is very important point you have to understand. Habeas corpus is not only applicable to the public authorities, it's clearly they're telling applicable to the private. Here private you have to understand state or even non-state also. Private means in non-state, smuggling, human traffic, these are come in private. Like private authorities also, against you can issue the habeas corpus. Next, habeas corpus cannot be issued in the following cases. When these habeas corpus will not issue, we'll see. When detention is lawfully, if detention is lawfully means we can't issue habeas corpus. When the proceeding of the contempt of the legislature or a court, that time you cannot issue habeas corpus. Detention is an competent court. Detention is outside of jurisdiction of the court. In this situation, we cannot issue habeas corpus. Next is mandamus. Latin word mandamus. It means order or we command. Whom we have to command? We have to command to executive do your public duty. I will tell detail about mandamus. First to understand meaning. Meaning of mandamus is we command or order. Meaning of this writ is we command. Already I told we command. This writ is used by the court to order the public official who has failed to perform his duty or refused to do his duty to resume his work. Means to executive you have to order do your public duties. Besides public officials, mandamus can be issued against any public body, corporation, an inferior court, tribunals, or a government for the same purpose. The latter meaning of word mandamus is command. This prerogative remedy of mandamus is used for enforcing the performance of public duties by public authorities of all kinds. That is here public duties by public authorities of all kinds. Here you have to clearly understand no private bodies will come, only against to the public authorities, all kind of public bodies. You can issue mandamus. How about mandamus? To enforce departmental instruction that does not possess statutory force, to order someone to work when the kind of work is discretionary and not mandatory, to enforce a contractual obligation. Mandamus cannot issue against the Indian president or state governor. Mandamus cannot issue against to the Indian president and state governor. You have to remember. Against the Chief Justice of High Court acting in the judicial capacity. These terms you have to remember. Third is prohibition. The literal meaning of prohibition is to forbid. It means we stop. A court that is higher in position issue a prohibition writ against a court that is lower in position to prevent the latter from exceeding its jurisdiction or a jurisdiction that is does not possess. Clearly you have to understand this one. In lower court jurisdiction during the proceeding time, higher court can stop it. This is the meaning to prohibition. It directs inactivity. About prohibition. Writ of prohibition can only be issued against judicial and quasi-judicial authorities. It cannot be issued against administrative authorities, legislative bodies and private individual bodies. Next we learn certiorari. What do you mean by certiorari? In Latin words, meaning of certiorari means we certify or we check. This is the meaning of certiorari. The meaning of certiorari already I told, to be certified or to be informed. This writ is issued by the court of higher in authority to a lower court of tribunal. Clearly you have to understand in these two terms difference between prohibition and certiorari. In the prohibition time already I told lower jurisdiction during the proceeding time. Order is proceeding time. Higher court can stop the lower court. In the certiorari, after the order proceedings, the higher court is authority to lower court tribunal. Issue the higher court authority to the lower court tribunal in the order is proceedings, ordering them either to transfer a case pending with them to itself or a quasi their order in a case. It is issued on the grounds of excess of jurisdiction or a lack of jurisdiction or error of law. Already I told that after ordering proceeding, any error is there means they can certify or they can check. Means higher court then check to lower court and they can certify it. It not only prevents but also cure for the mistakes in the jurisdiction. Already I told if lower court given any judgments to the cases, then higher court can check the mistake and check the error in the law. It can be clarified. How about certiorari? Free. 1991, the writ of the certiorari used to be issued only against judicial and quasi-judicial authorities and not against the administrative authorities. 1991. After the 1991, the Supreme Court ruled that the certiorari can be issued even against administrative authorities affecting the rights of individuals. After the 1991, they can issue against to the administrative authorities also. These terms you have to clearly understand. Cannot be issued against legislative bodies and private individual bodies. About certiorari. Next we will see quo warranto. What is mean by quo warrant? What is your authority? The Latin meaning of this word is quo warrant is what authority or warrant. Supreme Court or High Court issue this writ to prevent illegal of a public office by a person. If anyone occupied public office of a person, you can Supreme Court or High Court, they can ask him what authority you have, what warrant you have to question that person. That is the meaning of quo warrant. Through this writ, the court inquired into the legality of a claim of a person to a public office. Legally claim of a person of a public office. That time courts can inquire to the that person what authority do you have. About quo warrant. Quo warrant can be issued only when the substantive public office of a permanent character created by a law or by the constitution is involved. Here one point you have to understand. In this quo warrant, ministers, bureaucracies are not eligible. It cannot be issued against private or ministerial office. Already told cannot issue by private or ministerial office. Note here, this writ gives the right to seek redressal to any individual other than the aggressed person. General fact about writs. What are the general facts about writs? We will see. Article 32 also empowers Parliament to authorize any other court to issue these writs. Article 32 says here to empowers the Parliament to authorize any other court to issue these writs. Before 1950, only the High Court of Kolkata, Bombay and Madras had the power to issue the writs. Before 1950. Article 226 empowers all the High Court of the India to issue the writs. According to Article 226, to empower all the High Court of India to issue the writs. Writs of India are borrowed from English law, where they are known as a prerogative writs. How writ jurisdiction of the Supreme Court differ from that of the High Court? How writs are differ from Supreme Court to High Court? Here two articles will come. You have to remember. First is where Article 32 of Indian Constitution empowers the Supreme Court to issue writs. You have to understand Article 32 is an empowers the Supreme Court to issue the writs. Article 226 empowers the High Court of India to issue writs. Article 32 and Article 226 is important. We'll study Supreme Court. To only enforce fundamental rights, yeah, here you have to understand Supreme Court only enforce the fundamental rights. Already I told fundamental rights, article 12 to 35. In article 32, article 32 is fundamental rights comes in Supreme Court. Article 32 is fundamental rights, the right of constitutional remedies. Already I told, heart and soul of the constitution by Bhimrao Ambedkar. Approaching of Supreme Court is a fundamental right. This is very, very important. Approaching of a Supreme Court is a fundamental right. Next is High Court. Article 226 is a constitutional right which empowers High Court to issue a direction, order and writs of the enforcement of fundamental rights and other legal rights. You have to understand enforcement of fundamental rights and other legal rights. Article 226 not a fundamental rights. This is you have to clearly understand. Supreme Court only fundamental rights. Article 226 is not a fundamental rights. Approaching of High Court is a not a fundamental right. We studied 5 writs. What are the basic concept of writs? When we using? Why important for these writs? And conclusion point here we have to see. Conclusion is, with the same power of enforcing fundamental rights, Article 226 has a much broader scope than Article 32 because it can also be used for enforce other legal rights confirmed by the Constitution or any other law. It means Article 226 has much broader scope than the Article 32 because Article 32 is receives only fundamental rights. Supreme Court in Article 226 issues fundamental rights and other legal rights. Here Article 226 has much broader scope than Article 32. Thank you for watching. Start from basic, learn until that, keep learning.